Jurassic World Rebirth comes out this week on a Wednesday, which is odd. Usually these movies release on Thursdays, but they're trying to get all the momentum they can for the 4th of July weekend. And we'll see how it works out for them, because next week Superman drops, and then a little bit after that, Fantastic Four drops. So we're in a little crowded theater week here. There's going to be a lot of movies and not a lot of money to go around. We'll see how everything does. This is going to be a big month regardless for the theaters. This movie really needs to do well this weekend because, like I said, you got two big movies coming out right on top of it. Critics don't like it. It's at 56% on the tomato meter. Based off of 71 reviews, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to go off what critics say on this movie. Because, number one, as long as this movie has cool dinosaur scenes, I don't know what the hell else you expect out of a movie like this. There's a crowd for this movie. I don't go into Jurassic Park movies looking for high IQ, amazing stories. They've been done to death. As long as there's cool dinosaur moments in it, that's really all I'm looking for in this movie. Though, to be fair, I didn't really ask for this movie. I haven't asked for a Jurassic anything movie in a long time. And this movie looks like it's basically just the original Jurassic Park 2. It seems like it's the same damn idea. But I'm okay with that, actually, as long as it's fun. I would just want this movie to be fun. But the critics here, Life needs to stop finding a way to make these movies. Now, Tony here likes it, says this movie is a joy. Mama's Geeky, though, says even great-looking dinosaurs and some fun action sequences cannot save this slop of a story. It was impossible to connect with or care about any of the humans. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I can tell you one thing, though. Scarlett Johansson is not doing her best to make me want to see it with the stupid shit that she's been saying lately. She seems to very much regret her career. She's been complaining about the male gaze quite a bit, even though the male gaze made her a top actress. Everybody, first time I saw her was in Iron Man 2, and I thought she was hot. I think most men did as well. That's probably her biggest role. The only other movie I can think of, and I'm sure I'm missing something here, but I didn't really know who she was until she popped off on Marvel, even though she was in a big movie, at least a well-received movie, which was Lost in Translation. I believe that came out before she was at Marvel. But, you know, you didn't have to take that role. You didn't have to put on that cat suit. You could have passed it up, but you took it. And you knew damn well what you were doing. But now that she's 40 years old, I believe she still looks great. I'm not saying she doesn't, but it's like now that you're 40, though, and you're kind of aging out in a way, now you seem kind of resentful for what you did. You didn't have to take those roles. And you wouldn't be anything without those roles, especially the Marvel roles. Those really blew you up. And it's just a fact. I don't think you would be a household name without Marvel, without the Black Widow. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have this stage. You certainly wouldn't be in this movie. What would you have been in this? What would have made you a household name? Her, the AI mobile phone romance movie, Ghost in the Shell. Even though you were horribly miscast, but I gotta say she looked really good in that movie. There is that. But what a way to promote the movie. We'll start talking about the male gaze. The male gaze. Scarlett Johansson is opening up about her roles in Hollywood and how things have changed for women since she's joined. In a recent interview with the Times of London, Johansson said that when she first entered the industry, The roles she was offered usually centered around desirability and the goals and needs of her male counterparts. However, she thinks the Hollywood of today is ushering in a different time for young women. If you're in, is there anything wrong with eye candy? You know, because we never have these conversations about men at all. It's always women. And if you're making a movie where your primary audience that you're trying to capture is men, like what's wrong with wanting an attractive young woman? Like Bond's done this forever, the Bond girls. Like, who cares? I don't understand why this is, like, sex sells. It's a pretty standard thing. And I can tell you, however, she thinks the Hollywood of today is ushering a different time for young women. Yeah, I can tell you what it's ushering in. Lower revenues. Because the box office has been shit. It's been record lows. Nobody's going to the movies anymore. That's what shifted. She says right here, something has shifted. Well, that's what shifted. Audiences. Nobody gives a shit anymore. The messaging is different. There are many more role models. Women are visible in powerful positions. Why are you looking for Black Widow to be your role model? There are many more role models. Women are visible in powerful positions, and the opportunities I have had to play women who don't have to just be one thing or another have increased, Johansson said. But when I was younger, a lot of the roles I was offered or I went for had their ambitions or character arcs revolving around their own desirability or the male gaze or a male-centered story. That is less frequent, though. Something has shifted. Yeah, profits. Yeah, profits have shifted. And not having those male-centered stories, especially in the action genre, has definitely hurt Hollywood. People want to see a big, strong dude wreck shit and have like a hot chick with him. Like that's that's something that sells. It's easy money. But we've spent the past 10 years, well, we haven't, but the media and all these activists and these losers that run all these companies have spent a long time trying to stop these things. And lo and behold, look at the profits, man. Modern entertainment does not make the money it used to. Like entertainment used to be, and it still is a big business. But I mean, a lot of people are just tuning out. The numbers do not lie. People are not going to see a lot of these movies. Ballerina, that John Wick movie, I hear it's great. I don't have anything against it, but the numbers don't lie. A lot of people did not go to see it. Furiosa is another example. I actually like Furiosa. I think it's a good movie, but it didn't do well at the box office. It is what it is. I think a lot of the shit that came out before those movies has turned people off. You've overdone the girl boss. This isn't the first time she spoke out. Back in 2022, I think this was when Black Widow came out, wasn't it? Yeah, she was killing. Every time she gets a lead, she makes sure to talk about the male gaze. It's almost like she's saying, listen, hornballs, you better come watch me for my acting, not my ass. So back in 2022, the Avengers star said she was hypersexualized by the industry at a young age, that she thought it would be impossible to branch out to different types of roles. I kind of became objectified and pigeonholed in this way where I felt like I wasn't getting offers for work, for things that I wanted to do. I remember thinking to myself, I think people think I'm 40 years old. It somehow stopped being something that was desirable and something that I was fighting against. You wouldn't have a platform right now if it wasn't for dudes thinking you're hot. And that's just a fact. It should honestly be something that you're kind of proud of, that and even now you're still good looking. If you weren't good looking right now, you wouldn't get a job. Like you wouldn't have these roles. That's just a fact. You wouldn't be starring in this movie either. And I don't understand why that's such a big deal. Why do we have to be ashamed of beauty? You know, they want to make everybody ugly now. Oh, we'll make sure we have somebody that represents everybody. I don't want to be reminded of the real world when I go to a movie. I want it to be a spectacle. I want everybody to be beautiful in it. I see enough of the world every day. It's an ugly place. Can I go and just take 2 hours and see something beautiful? That's nice, actually. See something fun that disconnects me? I want to be disconnected. I don't want to be reminded of how shitty the world is. I think that's most people when it comes to entertainment. So let me know what you guys think about this. What do you think of this fine promotion that she's doing for Jurassic World Rebirth? Does this get you excited, this male gaze lecture? Does it get you excited to see Jurassic World? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you would, please subscribe. And check out my comic. There's a link to that in the description. Great, fun, action-packed comic. That's what I wanted to do with this, entertain you. And I think we do. You can jump in for $17. So check it out. Link in the description. Comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
The year is 1945. World War II rages from the halls of Buckingham Palace to the shores of the Nile River. Even now, the clash between freedom and tyranny is about to boil over. Somewhere in North Africa, 2 American flyboys are soaring high on a reconnaissance mission, searching for clues to a peculiar new obsession with the occult gripping the Nazi high command.